Now at 5, how an area bar is getting ready for St. Patrick's Day on a Friday night. Plus, some McDonald County elementary students get their hands dirty by planting thousands of seedlings. And
it's World Sleep Day, and doctors are noticing a troubling link between long COVID and insomnia. I'm Michael George with what they say could help you get a good night's sleep.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Law officers are investigating the discovery of human remains in southeast Kansas. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Dow Quick. The Kansas Bureau of Investigation says hunters found the human skeletal remains south of Coyville in rural Wilson County yesterday evening. The remains were in a pasture near Decatur Road. The Sheriff's Department, the KBI, and the crime scene response team are working on the case. Investigators don't yet know who the person is. An autopsy is scheduled. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy for a first look at the weather.
Well, it definitely turned out to be a much colder day for us today. Temperatures only into the mid 40s for afternoon highs. Had quite a bit of sunshine, but now we're getting some clouds, which are kind of scooting through the region. And even a few light little showers, a couple little sprinkles. Not a huge deal, and these are going to pass right on by over the next several hours. 43 in Nevada, 45 Anderson, 45 Miami, 43 in Pittsburgh. Yates Center is sitting at 46 degrees. It's still kind of windy. We have these northerly winds kicking in at about 10 to 20, and of course gusts have been a little bit higher than that, so it's going to stay breezy as we go through the evening hours. We'll slide back through the 40s, 30s, eventually mid-20s later on tonight. We're going to look at the weekend here in just a bit.
See you soon. Sports bars are preparing for double the madness. St. Patrick's Day on a Friday. KOAM's Carrie Worthen talks with one local sports bar about how they're getting ready for one of the busiest days of the year.
McCarthy's Sports Bar in Pittsburgh is just one of many places gearing up for what they hope to be a lucky night. Local sports bars are taking a shot on March Madness and St. Patrick's Day.
It's our busiest day. It's kind of like our Christmas season. St. Patty's Day is. It's a lot to put together, and this year we're doing 2 days. We're going to do a whole weekend, Friday and Saturday both. We have people that show up at the early games, 11 o'clock, and they'll stay till closing time tonight.
McCarthy's owner, Brian Hansen, says it takes 10 days to get ready for tonight.
The preparation of, I've got 300 cases of beer sitting here ready. I've got extra help, extra liquor, extra food. So, it's a large gamble on our part also.
One of McCarthy's bartenders, Forrest Denny, is looking for that gold at the end of the weekend.
This is the biggest night of the whole year for us, and we're going to be doing a 2-day event, so it's going to be the biggest weekend of the whole year. So as a bartender, I'll probably make around 2-3 times what I normally make today.
I've had staff that have worked for me for years while they were in college. They come back and help. It's just kind of a rite of passage. You work here, you come back during St. Patrick's Day, and it's a big family. It comes back every year.
It's become a St. Patrick's Day tradition at McCarthy's, a chance to renew old acquaintances, make new ones, and collect a little green. In Pittsburgh, Carrie Worthen, KOAM News.
Along with the live band, McCarthy's will also have a cornhole competition. Do you know any alumnus of Joplin Schools that deserves to be in the Joplin Schools Hall of Fame? The deadline to nominate them for the 2023 class is coming up. Nominations are accepted year-round, but the deadline for this year's class is May 1st. Officials say the Hall of Fame honors the achievements of outstanding alumni. You can find the nomination form on the Joplin Schools website. On this St. Patrick's Day, some McDonald County students worked on their green thumbs. Students at Rocky Comfort Elementary planted almost 10,000 seedlings for their greenhouse project. Students set up tables in the cafeteria and filled planting trays with soil before adding the seedlings. They'll maintain them over the next several weeks and then put them up for sale to the public for the school's annual plant sale.
Kids are really amazing. They're a well-oiled machine, and they do a great job. I feel like I don't do anything. They just do their thing because they're amazing.
Money raised from the sale goes to help with school improvement projects. While the students got their hands dirty, other elementary students in McDonald County, they dressed up. Pineville Elementary hosted Elegant Day for its younger kids. Those kids came to school wearing fancy dresses and shirts and ties and other elegant clothes. They also had high tea with special snacks. The day is focused on teaching the students manners. The kids each have their own reasons they enjoy it.
I got to dress up today. Read and text.
Our children have the opportunity to learn good manners. How do you say please and thank you, and how to raise their hand and wait their turn, and just learn how to be an elegant lady or gentleman.
The tea those students were drinking was green, in celebration, of course, of St. Patrick's Day. Still ahead, what new research shows about a possible link between long COVID and insomnia, and how owning a pet could impact the quality of your sleep. Those stories and more next in Health Watch. Topping today's Health Watch, a study in the Journal of Sleep Research shows just how common sleep disorders are for people hospitalized with long COVID. Half reported struggling with insomnia. And on this World Sleep Day, experts want to bring awareness to the toll on both physical and mental health. Michael George has that story.
When Priya Matthew recovered from a mild case of COVID-19 in November, she thought she was out of the woods. Then came long COVID.
At one point, I counted 23 symptoms. The most alarming ones were shortness of breath, labored breathing, heart palpitations.
One of the most crippling symptoms was insomnia.
Nothing worked. I would just lie awake in agony all night, and it felt like electric shocks going through my body from my head down to my toes.
Dr. Emmanuel During has been seeing that in sleep patients at Mount Sinai Hospital. For those with long COVID, he says insomnia is often related to pain and is resistant to treatment.
Pain which can occur at night as well, and a lot of autonomic imbalance, autonomic impairment, which is the ability of our body to control heart rate and blood pressures. That can lead to episodes of palpitation, night sweats.
Even for those without long COVID, the pandemic has robbed Americans of their beauty rest. In a 2022 survey, nearly a third said they'd experienced sleep disturbances since COVID began. That's down from 56% the year before, a phenomenon described as COVID-somnia. Priya Matthew shared her battle in a column for Axios.
When you're so sleep deprived, how does that impact your day?
I mean, I couldn't work for a month, at least. Any little task took way too much energy. Just taking a shower, I had to rest for 3 hours after that.
Doctors say it's critical to stick to your best sleep hygiene, regular bedtimes, and no screens late at night, with the hope that as the pandemic fades, we'll all get the sleep that's so essential to our health. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
Doctors say it's a good idea to consult a sleep specialist because insomnia might reveal other health issues like sleep apnea. Your pet might be keeping you up at night. Researchers in Tennessee found dog owners have greater odds of developing sleep disorders, while owning a cat was associated with having leg jerks during sleep. Researchers say possible solutions include crating your pet at night or restricting its access to the bedroom. New research finds children who have teachers of the same ethnicity as themselves usually develop better learning and problem-solving skills by age 7. The benefit was highest in Black and Latino communities. The study's authors say diversifying the educator workforce could be a key step in promoting greater equity in schools. A new study finds some preterm babies might have greater difficulties with pain. Researchers believe the ability to get used to repeated pain develops during the 3rd trimester, so babies born early haven't developed the proper mechanism. Researchers say pain tolerance can help preserve physical, emotional, and cognitive resources. And that is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, another insulin manufacturer announces it's cutting prices of the life-saving drug.
Plus, it's getting even colder as we head into the weekend. I'm going to have those details for you coming up next. Well, it definitely turned out to be a much colder day for us today. We had sunshine during the morning, and then some clouds have rolled in over the past few hours, and these are going to stick around as we go through the evening hours, even a couple little sprinkles or flurries across the region. Indigo Sky Casino and Resort Parking lot's starting to fill up, but you can see those cumulus clouds across the region. All right, allergies, they're back. So they're starting to go up today on a scale of 1 to 10. Today's a 7, tomorrow's a 7. So if you are an allergy sufferer, you're going to have the issues as we head into the weekend. Temperatures right now, most of us are sitting low to mid 40s. So it's about almost 20 degrees colder today compared to what we did see yesterday. We can go outside, 45 northerly winds, 10 to 15. Humidity is at 42%, still kind of windy. We have these northwesterly winds at about 10 to 20, and it's going to stay breezy tonight into tomorrow. Look at our wind gust, not near as bad as what we saw yesterday, but they're still up there. Winds gusting 20, upwards of 25 at times, and we're going to continue to see the breezy conditions. They pick up again for us tomorrow. Wind gusts kind of 20 to about 25 miles per hour. All right, our new drought tracker is out. Look at this. All of Missouri is in pretty good shape. Most of northeastern Oklahoma is in pretty good shape. Still, our far western counties, very dry, but way better than what we have seen over the past couple months. All right, look at the little cumulus clouds, which are kind of rotating through, and you can see these light little tiny sprinkles, light little showers, really from Nevada, Lamar, just north of Joplin. We have a few more little showers up toward Iola, Mound City, Garnett, Burlington. Not a big deal. These are going to kind of rotate right on through as we go through the overnight hours tonight, kind of on the back side of the storm system that gave us the showers and thunderstorms yesterday. All right, let's go through the evening into the overnight hours. Cold, mid-20s by morning. We are going to have plenty of sunshine tomorrow. It's just going to be chilly. About freezing by noon. I think most of us kind of in that 35 to 39 degree range, so way below where we should be for this time of the year. Tomorrow night, we drop back upper teens. Very cold start on Sunday. Sunday, a little better. We try to get up into lower 40s for afternoon highs, but overall, the weekend, it's going to definitely be on the chilly side. We don't even get out of the 20s until 11 a.m., and then we get into the mid to upper 30s for highs. We do start a slow warming trend next week. We're going to get some showers on Tuesday, but a bigger system on Thursday with showers and thunderstorms, and some of those guys could be strong to severe. So we'll keep our eyes on that over the next few days. All right, 38 tomorrow, 18 tomorrow night, 42 on Sunday, back into the 50s Monday, Tuesday a few showers, Wednesday a few showers. Look at the highs though, 72, 73 on Thursday with thunderstorms, and then we cool down again late next week.
Oh boy, a lot of budding plants are not going to be happy about this very hard freeze tonight.
It's going to be down there.
I guess so. Thanks, Doug. Some of Florida's most popular beaches could be in for a 1-2 punch of trouble just as thousands of spring breakers visit the Sunshine State. An algae bloom known as red tide is already killing fish along the Gulf Coast, causing a big stench. While it's a naturally occurring algae, a team from the Water School of Florida Gulf Coast University is looking into whether pollution is making the blooms worse. Now another problem looms on the horizon. A 5,000-mile wide patchwork of seaweed clumps in the Atlantic, captured in satellite images, is making its way toward the Caribbean, Mexico, and Florida beaches. It is one big glob. Coming up, why Pfizer is recalling more than 4 million packages of prescription migraine medication. Topping today's Consumer Watch, another drug maker is cutting the price of insulin. Sanofi announced it's dropping the price of Lantus by 78%. Lantus is the company's most widely prescribed insulin in the U.S. The company also says it's setting a $35 a month cap for patients with private insurance. Sanofi is also cutting the list price of its short-acting Apidra insulin by 70%. That move follows similar ones by Eli Lilly and Novo Nordisk this month. The price change will take effect January 1st of next year. Pfizer is recalling more than 4 million packages of a prescription migraine medication. The company says the packaging for Nurtec ODT is not child resistant. The recall is voluntary. Pfizer says people don't need to throw away or return the medication, but instead keep it out of the reach of kids. You can find more information about the recall at Pfizer.com. Luggage and other items left behind at the airport often end up in lost and found. But one man had to track down security footage to find his lost bag, and he couldn't believe what he saw. Christine Lazar has his story.
I was appalled.
Keon Brooks watched as a Spirit Airlines gate agent at the airport in New Orleans rifled through his bag, pocketing some of the contents while discarding the rest. Brooks accidentally left his carry-on at the ticket counter on February 19th as he was flying home to Los Angeles after attending a funeral. He filed a lost and found claim, but when his bag didn't turn up, he put in a public records request to the airport for security footage at the gate.
I had a gut feeling that something went wrong.
On the video, you see one Spirit worker approach Brooks' bag where he left it. She then takes it behind the counter. Minutes later, after all the passengers on his flight had boarded, she brings the bag over to a nearby seat where she rifles through it.
I did notice that she was stuffing some things in her pocket.
In addition to his jewelry, Brooks says he also had life-saving medication in his bag. The worker eventually moves over to a trash can. You can see her open one pill bottle and pour out the contents right into the can. The gate agent then throws the bag and the rest of its contents into the trash and casually walks away.
My heart just sunk because it's like, for instance, there was a family heirloom in there.
Brooks did reach out to Spirit and sent the airline the video, and they refunded the cost of his flight. In a statement to us, Spirit says the contract workers have been suspended by the vendor pending an investigation, and that the vendor is expediting compensation for the items in Brooks' bag. Christine Lazar, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Another streaming service is raising its rates. The price for YouTube TV is jumping from $65 a month to $73. That's more than a 12% increase. YouTube TV recently dropped the MLB network, but still has more than 100 channels like ABC, Fox, NBC. Meanwhile, YouTube is lowering the cost of its 4K Plus add-on from $20 a month to $10. Microsoft is adding the artificial intelligence technology that powers ChatGPT to products many people use every day, including Outlook, PowerPoint, Excel, and Word. The company announced that Microsoft 365 users will soon be able to use what it calls an AI co-pilot. It can help users create, edit, summarize, and compare documents. The updated software can also create charts in Excel and make changes to PowerPoint presentations. A final check of the forecast next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, Steve Hartman goes on the road to revisit a story about finding beauty even in the most difficult of circumstances. Now, we won't have a 6 o'clock news tonight because of college basketball, but then on KOAM News at 9, the Spiva Center for the Arts celebrates its annual National Photography Competition and Exhibition. Plus, area dance groups are in Pittsburgh for a regional competition. And a Joplin Coffee Shop hosts more game night with more than 300 board games. Stay with us. CBS Evening News and KOAM News tonight at 9 o'clock on Fox 14. Never mind what that graphic says. No, 9 o'clock, Fox 14. NASA says the moon has much more water on it than they once believed. Now they have a map to show it. It's the first detailed and wide area map of water distribution on the lunar surface. It was pieced together in a joint study that uses NASA's project with the Germany's space agency. As you can see, researchers believe much of the lunar water can be found near the moon's south pole. The darker the blue area, the more concentration of water. They say the water is in the soil, tends to shy away from sunlight, and favors cold areas. Cold areas. That's
cold
what
air.
The four-state is going to be a cold area tonight.
It is. We're going to drop back into the mid-20s for overnight lows. Only 38 for a high tomorrow. Look at tomorrow night, down to 18 degrees.
Too cold. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tonight after basketball. Let's make it a great evening.